Welcome to this free immigration help channel. Now, in this video, I wanted to yet again talk about the immigration attorneys and specifically what happens when there's a problem. You hired an attorney and your case is not going so well. Maybe your attorney was late filing something. Maybe your attorney misrepresented. Maybe your attorney did not show up for a hearing. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because I received quite a lot of comments regarding the immigration attorneys and how negatively, let's just say that politely, the immigration attorney affected the immigration case of an applicant. But the recent comment, it was just outrageous, basically, what happened to the person. And I'll explain briefly so that you kind of know the backstory to what happened in this person. I'm not going to give any personal information out, obviously. But basically, the story is that the person, he was applying for an asylum. He was filing the petition for the withholding of removal, the I-589, I believe. Let me double check. I always like to double check myself to make sure that I'm giving the right information. USCIS.gov forms. Let's see, I-589, there we go. I-589, application for asylum and for withholding of removal. So if you are familiar, and now you can actually file it online, which is great. If you're familiar with this application, if you're familiar with the whole asylum, you know that whenever it comes to filling out the application, if you do have any dependents, you do get them right there on the application. So if you're married, obviously your wife, if she doesn't have a status, she's going to be on the application. If you have kids, they will be on the application. So the long story short, what happened was that attorney filled out the application for the applicant, but did not enter the dependent, which was applicant's wife. So he did not put her on the application at all. So when he filed the application, when the application went to court, because that's what happened, it just didn't work out, it went to court. Long story short, during the court hearing, the applicant, the petitioner, he finds out that his wife was never included into the application. She's a completely separate case, which she doesn't even have a case because she was not included in the application. So her status right now at the moment is not just questionable, it's risky because she doesn't have a status or whatever status that she's in currently that is expiring or about to expire. So he goes to the attorney and he tells the attorney, hey, why didn't you include the application, my wife on the application? And the attorney says that basically, well, it is she's not covered by the fee, which is ridiculous because it's one case. There is no separate fee for a separate person. It is one case. So obviously there's one hearing for two people, whether it's husband and wife. It's one hearing whether there is two people, husband, wife, and then three kids. It doesn't matter. It's one case. So basically the attorney tried to, screw over that person and get more money out of it. And stuff like this, it makes me really, really angry because that's the people that take advantage of the people that, who are new to this country, who are new and unfamiliar with the procedure, who are not very good with language maybe, and who are, prey a lot of times for, sharks like this attorney. So in this video, I wanted to address this. I wanted to share this story so that you're, if it happened to you, you don't feel like you're the only one. And I wanted to give you a few options that you can do, that you should do. All right. I would highly recommend checking out the video that I've made, 7 tips, I think it's called, on finding the best immigration attorney. And basically in that video, I talk about the things that you need to look at, like the contract. Are you paying by the hour? Are you paying one flat fee? Are you, that you are in control? It's not the attorney that is in control. You are hiring the attorney is not hiring you. They're not your boss. you are in control. All right, so check out that video. I think you might learn a lot from it. But with all of that being said, here I wanted to reiterate that, if that's the right word, the fact that you are hiring the attorney. You are the boss. All right, so if you're not satisfied with your attorney, not only you can fire that attorney, not only you can express this dissatisfaction, but there are things that you can do that further might actually help your case. All right, if it's at the point where the attorney messed it up. Okay, so with that being said, let's go back. You probably noticed I have two tabs here open. One is for New York and one is for Florida. The reason why I have two open, just to give you an example. All right, it's the websites for New York State Bar Association and Florida State Bar Association. And basically, Bar Association, in short, it's the association that overviews the legal practices of every attorney. Every attorney has to go through the Bar Association. In fact, they have to pass the bar exam in order to become an attorney, and that bar exam is handled by the association. So they overlook the practice and they make sure that the attorney is operating, by the standards of that association. Of course, there are a bunch of loopholes, but anyway, we're not going to talk about that in this video. But the one thing that you will, if you cannot resolve this issue with the attorney, if you cannot handle the issue that is happening, you addressed it to an attorney, you were polite, you were professional, you showed all the facts just like you would handle any situation with anybody. You bring it to them to the table and say, hey, listen, you didn't put my wife on my application. That was wrong. We are on one application. We're supposed to be on one application because it's one case. All right. Now you're asking me for more money. You didn't tell me in advance that it covers one person, which again is wrong. Anyway, you expressed all of this. And let's say the attorney does not want to cooperate, or they still want more, try to get more money out of you, or they threaten you or do whatever. This is where you go. You go to that state's Bar Association. If you're in New York, New York State Bar Association. If you're California, just Google for California State Bar Association. If you're North Carolina, Google for North Carolina State. The point is, every state has their own bar association. Okay, once you're on the website, that's why I have two open. Obviously, the websites are going to be different, but most of the times you are looking for public resources, all right? So not the resources that are meant for attorneys, but the resources that are meant for the public, for us, right? So public resources, there you go, there's the very top. And let's see if we can find it here. We're looking for complaints. We are looking for attorney's discipline. We are looking for just similar kind of keywords, right? So where we can call, where we can email, where we can maybe send a complaint form to address the issue that we are having. And here, let's see. There's guide to attorney discipline. Let's click on it. I'm not sure if that's the right one, but let's see if this is the right. I'm gonna decline these cookies. Our attorney guidance and conduct. So this looks like frequently asked questions. What can I expect? Grievances process. What is the lawyer's fund? What is the attorney-client fee? If I need an attorney to give me further advice. Who can I contact for further information or in order to make a complaint against an attorney? All right, that's it. So we found it on New York State Bar Association website. Here it is. So here are the counties: New York and Bronx counties, Kings, Queens, Richmond counties, depending on which county. Call the number and file an official complaint. When you're talking to your attorney beforehand, I would definitely recommend, if that issue is not being resolved, I would recommend saying that you are leaving me no choice but to contact the Bar Association of whatever state that you are in, of whatever state that the attorney is in, and file the complaint. One thing that you will have to figure out, especially with the immigration attorneys, because immigration law is federal law, so by law, all right, by legal practice, it's weird, but I've seen cases where attorneys, they get their licenses in the state where it is easier to get that, to pass that bar exam, and then they practice it in a completely different state. Why? Because immigration law is federal law, so you can practice it technically in any of the 50 states because it's the federal law. Obviously there are loopholes for that and they use them, but this is again another whole other conversation. So you give that notice to the attorney, say, hey, I'm going to file the complaint with bar association. And a lot of times attorney, they take this seriously because this is not a joke for them. All right, if these complaints are brought up against them, they have to appear in front of the bar association, they have to respond, they have to explain. And if you have compelling evidence, like in the case of the person who messaged me, who posted this comment with his situation, it's a no-brainer at all. But I will explain further after I'm done showing you Florida bar, just for another example. I'll explain why it is important to do that regardless. Okay, so let's move on to the Florida bar, and we will try to find the complaints here. Let's see, find a lawyer. Maybe this rules ethics, but there's also public. Again, there's attorney discipline, so let's go here. Okay, so there you go. You can download complaint form. The Florida bar operates the Attorney Consumer Assistance Program for consumers who have a problem with an attorney. Great. Between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, you can call this number right here and ask them and tell them what's going on, explain what's going on, and they will tell you what you need to do. Okay, so as you can see, just Google for your state's bar association. Even more so, try to find out from which state your attorney has where they pass their bar exam. Most likely it's in the same state where he is or she is practicing the law, but sometimes I've seen the cases where they're from, because immigration is federal law. But why is this important? Okay, yes, you will create problems for attorney. You will complain, big deal, right? Well, they'll just go and respond and whatever, done deal. Maybe they will fire themselves, right? Or maybe they will return money. Great, if that's the case. Maybe they will return your money. Maybe not. Maybe they'll try to fight back. At the end of the day, really, it doesn't matter. The reason why you're doing this is because if there is a problem with your case, with your immigration case, which is the important part, which is why I created this channel and I'm making this video, so that your immigration process goes as smoothly as possible. And obviously with an incompetent immigration attorney, obviously like in this guy's situation who sent me the comment, he is now, first of all, his wife is, in trouble because she has nothing happening, no case going, no status. This is disaster. But it is also, for him, it might be a problem because I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but just simply immigration judge can say, hey, listen, you have a wife? What status is she in? And then he'll be like, no, she's no status. She's supposed to be with me. And then the judge will be like, why she's not in the application? So this whole confusion can cause a denial in this whole process. And so with all of that being said, if there is a problem like this with your immigration case, if it impacted your immigration case, if it was denied, or if it was, if something went wrong with your immigration case, filing this complaint with the Bar Association and having the official document showing that you have filed that complaint can very well be the ticket for you to appeal the decision of the immigration judge or USCIS in general, and basically either reconsider the application. Maybe they will ask you to file a new application, updated application, but it will streamline the process much compared to just starting from scratch or dealing with the denial, because it shows that the reason why the case got messed up is not on you. It's on your representative, on your immigration attorney, who was supposed to be competent, who was supposed to be handling the case properly. And right there in front of you, you have that proof. You have that complaint that you sent to Bar Association. Now, again, it's no guarantee, because obviously you would think, and that would be a right thought, that hey, what if immigration just denies me, and I'm gonna make my attorney a scapegoat, and I'll file the complaint that I got the denial, and then I'll send it as an appeal. That doesn't work like that. Obviously you have to have, like I said, compelling evidence showing that the case, exactly what happened. In this guy's example, I mean, he has more than enough evidence for that, but it has to be obviously corroborated, okay, by all the facts. It can be just just because you said so, like, or just because you got the denial, it doesn't mean your attorney is incompetent. So again, you have to look at all the facts. You have to go, and you will be able to tell if the attorney is taking advantage of you. Sooner or later, you will realize it. Hopefully sooner than later. But again, check out the video that I've done, 7 tips on picking the best immigration attorney. I think that would be very, very helpful, whether you are just searching for an attorney or whether you are working already with attorney, just to see if you got a good one or not. So let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. As some of you know, I do videos every week. I try to go through all your comments and answer them, and then live premiere it, and then answer your questions and comments in the live chat. So if you have any questions, any comments, drop them in the comments below. As always, I appreciate all your support through the super likes and the memberships on this channel. It definitely helps this channel grow. It helps me help a lot more people by making more content on this channel. So always appreciate your time. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.